I'm Rachel.
I'm Savannah.
And this is Cozy Crimes. And yeah, this is our first episode, and it's going to be on Halloween. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I hope we can get this boy edited and done to put up by then. I don't know what else to say.
Currently, I'm making margaritas. We're in, not grandma's. Well, yeah, we're at grandma's house, so a little bit of sinning going on here.
This is where the podcast will most likely take place.
Most likely, always will take place.
Yep.
There's no other place that I feel like will be good to film in, especially in my house. My room is very small.
Yeah, and also she's got dogs that will constantly be interrupting, I guarantee. So, even though we love Ginger and Weta.
Yeah, they're sweethearts sometimes.
But they are quite
the pair.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as you can see in our little characters right now, we're dressed up as SpongeBob and Patrick.
It's my favorite TV show.
Nah, yeah, whatever.
Rachel's a big fan of Bob's.
I love
Bob's Burgers.
If you love Bob's Burgers, Bob's Burgers is the best. Okay.
Should we make any disclaimers?
Well, on our first podcast, let me describe our name first, I guess. For our first podcast for Halloween, we're gonna basically read some paranormal stuff from Reddit. That's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. But once we get started and get comfortable with the hang of things, we are going to do crime. Like, true crime. As you see, we're dressed up for Halloween. I am Patrick, and Savannah's gonna be SpongeBob. Savannah's currently washing something. But, yeah. SpongeBob and Patrick from that one episode where Patrick is dressed as a robber and SpongeBob is dressed as a woman. So, I guess to describe, I think I already did describe it anyways, but we're gonna get into true crime, but I guess it's a much more serious aspect. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I guess one of the disclaimers I would have on here is we're not gonna cover certain cases that I feel like isn't something we should cover. The first one that I want to talk about that we refuse to cover is Jeffrey Dahmer. So that's pretty much the only one that comes to the top of my head. That's the only one we're not going to cover no matter what. So don't expect anything about Jeffrey Dahmer. That's pretty much all I got right now. So right now, as I'm making the margaritas, I got two flavors. I got the original margarita mixer and then Mr. Petey's blood orange margarita mixer. So yeah, there's nothing much to really talk about. Santa's washing the shot glasses, so hopefully it's not too bad. I guess a little bit about us. We're both in college. That's it. We decided to start this because I just had a little stupid idea, and yeah. And I'm hoping this becomes something that we continue on with. Oh, you know what? I wanted to share the story about that I saw on Twitter, and it's about this guy that put his hands on like dry ice. Dry ice?
Dry ice.
Yeah. He put his hands in dry ice for 6 hours straight. And I know that sounds like crazy and weird because like your thoughts are, why would someone do that? This guy wanted to get his hands amputated because he wanted paws.
I'm curious to know if he actually got what he wanted.
I don't know. He wanted like prosthetic paws. But I saw this picture of this guy who got his two hands amputated and his hands looks so swollen and so bad. But a lot of people on the comments of that tweet said that that's not him or something along the lines, that it's someone different. But who knows? Who really knows? Who is the actual person of that? Okay. Time to mix.
Get us started.
We went to the gym today.
It was packed. We're never going at that time again.
Yeah, it was pretty packed. I have never seen the gym that packed in, like,
And it said it was
forever.
at 2 bars. We go to Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Not disguising the location or disguising. Not telling you.
Right.
the
Also,
location.
to all the gym bros that hate on Planet Fitness, I don't care. I literally do not care. If I can still do my workout, then that's fine.
Right. Like, it doesn't matter. Wherever you go to the gym, it doesn't matter.
As long as you're going
Right, as
to
long
the
as
gym.
you're going to the gym, it shouldn't matter that much, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I used to be on this weird part of Instagram where it was just like gym bro stuff, and all of them would always diss Planet Fitness, and I never understood why.
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
We're making margaritas right now.
Yeah.
Do we put the whole thing in?
I don't know. I mean, it just smells like orange.
Just do half. Or a little over. That's a lot over half.
Okay. Here's my thing about alcohol. I love tequila. I love margaritas.
Fireball gives me PTSD. Like, just the taste that we're about to have. Because, no, this is not, like, Alcohol Anonymous, but anyway.
We're not alcoholics, dude.
We're not. We're really not. We're just trying to have a fun Halloween night.
Yeah. By the way.
Devil's Night tonight. You know that Michigan is the only, like, state to call the night before Halloween Devil's Night?
Oh, yeah, we're from Michigan.
Well, yeah, we can give it that, but...
Yeah, I saw a TikTok about that.
Yeah. I was like, what? I didn't know. Did you know about it?
No, actually.
You're not from Michigan.
Yeah, I'm from... No. If you guys don't know, let me tell you our ethnicities real quick. Savannah's...
The most whitest of white.
Yeah,
Caucasian.
she's white. I'm Mexican. And El Salvadorian, I guess.
So, Rachel keeps me cultured.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of culture, I might as well just pour the whole thing. Speaking of culture, my grandma's here from Mexico visiting.
Exciting stuff.
Love her. My grandma's here. My grandma made enchiladas. I offered it to Savannah. Savannah's very picky. Go ahead and explain your issues.
I don't want to explain my issues because they don't care. They're here for creepy stories. But, oh my gosh. You're not making this strong?
How strong do you want it?
Strong. But not strong. Like, I want to have it strong. You know, strong? Okay, good.
Got it?
A little bit more. Okay, good. But, like, I have, like, childhood issues around this whole thing. But I just get a little bit scared trying new foods. I don't try new foods that often. I've been trying a lot of new foods lately, but... So I am proud of myself in that sense. But I just got a little scared. And then she made me feel bad for not...
No, I didn't.
for not trying her grandma's enchiladas.
First of all, no, my grandma tried making her feel bad.
No, it was you.
I went back to get more because that was Hungies, and my grandma was like, she's missing out. I was like, okay, Granny.
See, you never
Love
had
you.
to tell me that because her grandma speaks, like, Spanish only. She can't really understand English, and she, like, doesn't speak it, of course. So it's like, you could have literally... I know to get the gist of what people are saying when they're speaking Spanish, but I'm like, you could have not told me what she said, and I would have been perfectly fine.
I just wanted to tell you because I thought it was funny. Anyways, yeah, my grandma made enchiladas. Love her to death. Okay. I hope you guys hear that. No, we're not pissing. This is margarita.
Why would you make that?
Well, you don't know people. Okay. Oh my god, it's dripping.
A lid. No, a lid. A lid.
Okay.
A lid.
Anyways.
A lid.
So yeah, also, I don't know. For true crime stuff, we're gonna be very cautious to make sure we don't...
You wanna try some?
No, you try first. We don't insult anybody or anybody's family. We're gonna be very cautious when we do these true crimes. Reason being, I noticed this video the other day about pointing out about how there's some true crime podcasters, or even, hold on, there we go. There's true crime podcasters or true crime YouTubers, and I think she made a really good point when it comes to true crime. Showing my Coke. 0. Okay, I think she made a very good point about true crime YouTubers or podcasters. We all dabble in true crime. We all love listening to true crime. But there does come a line that I feel like, to me, I see this point weird, that why are you doing a cut crease and telling true crime?
Yeah.
It's a bit gruesome, but everybody's has their own cup of tea. You may not like when people either do mukbangs or do makeup or doing crafts while they're telling true crimes. That may not be for you, but it may be for other people. But I know there's some YouTubers that don't mean it to harm the victims or their family.
Alright, taste test. Ready? Down the hatch.
I'm scared.
3, 2, 1.
Is it good?
I mean, it's not bad. Strong.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, it's strong.
God, the
It's
aftertaste.
it's a lot, yeah. It's a lot of, what is this? Is it vodka in here?
I don't even know. I can't tell. You made some margarita mix. I promise you I'm not a lightweight.
Neither am I.
Okay.
I dabble.
Yeah, we dabble in a bit.
But we've never drank together. This is so exciting.
Yeah. I'm 22 and Savannah's 21.
Oh, this is so strong.
You wanted it. Yeah. I'm 22, Savannah's 21. So Savannah just, recently started drinking, So, in today's Halloween special for our podcast, we're going to be reading some paranormal activity stuff. Now, the first story that I'm going to read from is, they're all from Reddit, okay? Just keep that in mind. They're all from Reddit. So, the first one is called, I had a miscarriage at 8 weeks. 2 weeks later, I experienced something I can't really understand. So, like I said before, trigger warning, if you don't want to hear anything about miscarriage, or this is a very sensitive topic for you, then I recommend just skipping this one. Okay, let me start. Okay, so our first story that I'm gonna read that's part of paranormal stuff it's in Reddit, so you can easily find this story. But yeah, so the first story is, I had a miscarriage at 8 weeks. 2 weeks later, I experienced something I can't really understand. Trigger warning, miscarriage. If it's something sensitive for you, or you have someone in your family that dealt with something very similar, miscarriage is a very emotional thing, and it's a very serious thing that women have to go through. So I would recommend skipping this story if it's too much for you to handle. My boyfriend, myself, and our daughter were visiting my sister's family a few cities away from us. They did not have an additional space/room for us to sleep in comfortably, so we got a hotel nearby. We had a relatively normal night. We watched movies on TV, ordered DoorDash, and played around with our daughter, who was 1 at the time. When I fell asleep, I had one of the strangest dreams. In my dream, I was right there in the hotel room. I saw myself sleeping with my daughter in one twin bed, and my boyfriend sleeping alone in the other bed. I walked to the bathroom and sat down to pee. This woke me up, and I got up with an urge to actually pee. I was feeling very weird during this wake period. I didn't know what just happened and how that dream felt so vividly and physically real. I walked back to bed and laid back down. I cuddled my daughter, trying not to think about the dream, when suddenly I felt the left corner edge of my bed starting to slowly sink down. I thought to myself, what the fuck? But I didn't want to look back for some reason. It started sinking lower, much faster, as if someone was sitting on the bed. That's when I thought, wow, this is actually happening. I jumped up towards the corner of the bed And immediately I said, "Get the fuck off my bed. I'm not scared of you." But nothing was there. The bed now felt normal. No sinking or sitting sensation. I was in shock. The dream, the bed, the eerie feeling. Eerie feeling. Oh, I couldn't shake it off anymore. I went to wake up my boyfriend and I told him what happened and if he's dreamed or felt anything, and he assured me he didn't, but I did spook him. He squeezed himself into our twin bed and we both hugged.
Oh my god.
We both hugged our daughter until we fell back asleep. The next day we slightly mentioned it in the morning, then quickly moved on to the other subjects. It definitely made us both uncomfortable, but for me it was truly intense. Did my miscarriage have anything to do with it? Are we more susceptible to paranormal activity as women? If you read this whole text, thank you. It's my first time posting here. What's your opinion?
I like it. It's not my favorite.
Well,
You've read one before that I liked.
Well, that wasn't that wasn't what I wanted your opinion on. Anyways.
Oh, I said my opinion on it.
To be honest, I don't know if this has anything to do with miscarriage. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. There's not enough to tell.
I wouldn't really want to know. But this is interesting. That she had a dream at first. She was like outside. Like, I don't know. I guess it's one of those dreams where you're like outside of your own body.
Mm-hmm. An outer body experience.
Exactly. I feel like this was interesting. Would it have something to do with miscarriage? I wouldn't know. But it's very...
Just by like reading the little bit that you did.
Yeah. Scary. Why do I get the I look sick? Okay, guys. First, not even. Second. This is our second drink. Sometimes I like the feeling. I like the feeling alcohol gives me, but I don't like the taste.
I don't like the taste.
Yeah, so actually drinking it is
like horrible. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
God.
God.
Said that you made it strong.
You told me I really went like a little bit and you were like stronger.
I'm regretting my decision now. Should we just add more mix? Or we used it all?
Yeah, okay. I gotta plug my nose because I haven't drank it forever, so. Actually?
Is it not that bad? It smells strong.
It smells strong, but
it's not that bad. Okay.
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 I didn't have to take a sip of my Coke.
Okay, good. Title of this one is I Think My Dad Is Still Around. Hey guys, I've had a situation going on that I need some clarity on. Months ago, my dad died. My whole family is devastated, and we all really miss him a lot. It's been weird having him gone, but I think he's come back in spirit form and is revealing that to me specifically. Oh my gosh. The first incident happened in June. My sister went away to camp, and me and my mom were left at home alone. We're sitting in our quiet sunroom, playing around with the filters on Snapchat before I start recording. My mom said, "Are you taking my picture again?" And I start recording. I say, what? And she repeats herself. But when the video comes out, we can hear a voice at the beginning that says, "I'm here." I can include a link to that video if anyone is interested. And that was just a start. So far, I've heard knocking on doors, seeing glimpses of my dad, heard walking/footsteps around the area he collapsed, and much more. Just the other night, I was coming back in from the garage and was letting the cat in. All of a sudden, the door in the kitchen swung open, making both me and my kitty jump. I'm just wondering, is it him? He said before he died that he would still be watching over us, and he knew I was into spiritual and paranormal stuff, so it makes sense that he would mess with me the most. Neither my mom nor sister have had any experiences like mine, though. Any advice or input would be appreciated. Thanks.
That one's really sad.
Yeah.
I heard.
Because, this, if you think about it psychologically, yes, this could be happening. Like, if you believe in that sort of thing. But it also could be, like, her, like a mental illness. Like, her depression from her dad dying and making her think that there's a whole bunch of stuff happening just because she wants him around and misses him.
Yeah.
Because she's saying, like, none of her family is having any experiences like her, so it could just be...
That's true. It's one of those things that you never know until you experience such a great loss, especially from a parent. I heard from people that they take, like, animals as their parents being there, or, like, even insects, like butterflies is the most common one that I've heard.
Or birds after.
Yeah. I have a coworker. She told me this story about her dad passing away, and the first thing they saw when they were driving back is a deer, like, poking its head and just staring at them, like, dead staring. And she said that she believed it was her dad because her dad was really, like, into hunting and stuff along those lines. But also she said she doesn't know if her dad's a deer or a fish, which I found very entertaining. But she did say her grandma is a butterfly, which was a really sweet story.
Yeah.
Because she said that whenever she went in the backyard, or whenever she, like, is anywhere in the backyard, there would always be a white butterfly. Always. Even before her grandma passed away, there were white butterflies there. But only one. Only one ever showed up, or it would rarely show up. And then once her grandma passed away, they started showing up, like, more and more. It was very interesting to me. I kind of believe in the paranormal stuff. It creeps me out whenever I see certain videos about it. But it depends.
I don't know. I haven't had, like, any crazy paranormal activity happen to me. Like, and I've had quite a few losses in my family. So, I don't know. I don't think I believe in it necessarily. But I haven't had anything crazy happen, like... I mean, when I was younger, I used to believe in it, of course, like ghosts and stuff. Like, my grandma's house is, like, a very old house, so there's been a lot of noises, just of the house settling and whatnot, but I used to think it was ghosts, so I would never want to come sleep over here. But, I don't know.
Well, look at her now. She lives here.
Well, not really my choice, but it is what it is. But I love them, and I help them, so it's fine.
Yeah. Very spiritual stuff. Would you like to take your shot before?
I'm so scared. You swear to me it's not that strong.
It's not. It just smells strong. Okay. Now this is from the Reddit thread r/ghost stories. So, moved on from the paranormal.
Okay.
So, this one seems a bit lighthearted and very cute to me, because I skimmed through it and it seems very lighthearted. So something a bit, well, I think the two of them are a bit lighthearted. The first ones that we read, except the first one, kind of. So, let me read. It's called Quick Little Story. To begin with, I have lost both of my parents and miss them dearly. We were a close family, and there's not a day that goes by without me thinking of them. This year on my birthday, I was watching Ghostbusters Afterlife by myself in the evening after the party had ended and my friends had left. The part where the spirit of Egon I hope I pronounced that right, plays chess with his granddaughter came on, where chess pieces are moving by themselves, and half jokingly I said out loud, "How come you can't do something cool like that, Mom and Dad?" No sooner than I said that, a single balloon came unattached from where it was taped on the wall and fell to the ground. Not only that, but it was a green one, my favorite color since I was a kid. Guess my folks showed me. Now, that one was very lighthearted.
Yeah.
That was a really sweet one. Really cute.
Very cute. I was given a favor by what I think was a demon. Jesus, my voice doesn't crack. My voice doesn't crack. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Dalton. I'm 28 years old. When I was about 22, was having. Okay. a really hard time. I had just lost my job, and my younger sister had gotten into a bad car accident. And I was on life support, and they thought she was brain dead and didn't expect her to survive. Whoa.
Dang.
I was taking the bus back and forth from the hospital. My sister had been in the hospital on life support for about 2 weeks at this point. One night, I was leaving the hospital for the night, and it was pretty late, around 8 or 9 p.m., and I was sitting at the bus stop on a bench with my head in my hands and was just at loss. After sitting there for about 5 minutes, I smelled a sulfur-like smell, then felt someone tap me on the shoulder. I looked up and saw a young woman standing beside me. She looked to be about my age at the time, so 21 or 22. She was very pretty and was pale. She had long, straight blonde hair and blue eyes. She was very professionally dressed. She was wearing a black suit, black pants, black dress shoes. She asked if she could sit down, and I said yes. Then said that I looked sad and asked what was wrong. I told her everything, and she patted me on the shoulder and said everything was going to be okay. Then my bus pulled up, and I stood up to get on the bus, but before I got on, I turned around to thank her, and when I turned around, she was gone. There was no way she could have been gone that fast. I thought it was very strange, but nice, and I just got on the bus home. The next morning, I got a frantic call from my mother, and she told me that my sister had woken up. I immediately went to the hospital, and when I got there, they had taken the breathing tube out and she was talking. About 2 weeks later, she walked out of the hospital with no lasting damage, and all the doctors said that was a miracle, and they had never seen anything like it. A week after she was released from the hospital, my old job called and rehired me. I don't know exactly what the woman was, but I wish I could see her again to thank her. Let me know what you guys think she might have been. So an angel? It's not a demon.
Well, I don't know.
Because a demon, like, the demon is like an evil spirit. And would do bad things. So I would assume that if it was a demon, then everything literally would have went wrong for him. Like his sister would have died.
Well, I don't know. It's debatable to me. Because I feel like angels don't... Well, okay, first off, let me clear this off the table. I'm not very religious, but I'm Catholic. Savannah's Christian. Okay? So, just putting that on the table right now. But there is this thing that I noticed a lot when it comes to stories about demons versus angels. You know? Angels are just there to guide you. They're not there to do much but to guide you. From what I understand. You know what I mean? They're not really there to step in to fix something that is part of life, the course of life. You know what I mean? They're mostly there to guide you to a good path. And I feel like there is stories about this as well, that demons might just take the chance to do you a favor, so
and, like,
you
return.
have
Yeah.
So in return, when you pass away, you know, your soul is officially theirs.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like an angel's purpose versus a demon's purpose are two different purposes.
Yeah, because that could have been like a conniving move for the demon.
Exactly.
Like, I gave you this and I gave you that, so you need to come to my side.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like returning a favor.
Mhm.
And
Oh, okay. I'm now putting the title and
Yeah.
everything together. Okay.
Because I don't know. I feel like angels cannot step in like that.
True.
Because I feel like, from what I understand from the Bible, have I read it? Not in a long time. But from what I understand from the Bible, is God is guiding you to a good path in life. You know, even if there's challenges and even if it's this or that. This is not, what is it? I don't know what's the word. What is the word? For like,
Like trying to preach about.
Oh, preaching. There we go. I'm not trying to preach at you about God and this and that. I gotta be careful. But I don't care. I trust
Like,
me.
do what you want.
Yeah.
It's all up to you.
It's what you want to interpret it as.
Right.
So that's how I
Not
interpret
trying to
it.
pressure you.
Right. Trust me, every time I drive, I do my little prayer, okay? I do my little thing. Okay. So, this one, from what I'm getting from the title, is a medium. If you don't know what a medium is, it's people that basically talk to, like, spirits, from what I understand. If not, go ahead and correct me. But, yeah. What is your opinion about mediums?
Half the time I feel like it's a scam. But I feel like there are a few people that are spiritually connected with people, of course. But I feel like probably 80 to 90% of the time it's just fake. Because people are trying to make money.
Yeah, that's true. Which is a very sad thing.
Yeah, and sometimes, like, I've literally been, like, speechless about how people have gotten certain things. Because there's, like, things that you cannot, like, just guess or search up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, very personal, like, details.
That's very true. Or they could... I know there's some mediums that could read people very easily. Especially...
Is that part of this scam?
You know, it's like... I'm not trying to insult someone that's an actual medium, okay? You do you, but I'm just saying to the people that do this just for money and to harm others.
Sorry.
Anyways. Look, if you're an actual medium and you genuinely just want to help people, good for you, you know? Good for you. But if you're one of those mediums that just want to dick around and be mean to people and tell them, oh, I sense your loved one
Like,
is
just
here.
mess with their feelings.
Yeah, and upcharge them, like, what, $500 or such. You're a piece of crap. Like, an absolute piece of crap. Anyways, so this story is called My First Experience Going to a Funeral Home as a Medium. Hello, my name is Alexa. I'm 28 years old. I'm a medium and have been my entire life. I get it from my grandmother. When it comes to seeing spirits, I'm the most gifted in the family, even more than my grandmother. I see and hear ghosts as clearly as a regular person. When I was about 8, my grandmother died and we had to go to the funeral home. I lived in a large city with my parents and I still live in the same city, so the funeral home we went to was large. When I walked in, it was like walking into a crowded stadium for me. There were so many ghosts of all ages that it was overwhelming. I knew immediately that they knew that I could see them. Being a medium is like being a giant beacon. Some just, I think she meant to spell stared. Some just stared at me, some smiled and waved at me, some said things like, hi little girl, and how are you? One ghost took a particular, and I really liked her.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Wait. I literally lost my place because of you.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, and I really liked her. She was a young woman, no older than about 26. I was leaning up against the wall while my parents were in the funeral director's office doing paperwork. I was outside the office, sitting on a bench, just watching all the ghosts that were there. The young woman approached me. She looked like a biker girl. I'm assuming a motorcycle accident is what killed her. She had on a pair of jeans, a t-shirt with a black leather jacket, and a pair of tennis shoes. She was pale and had long black hair and blue eyes. She sat down beside me and asked what I was doing there, and I told her. Then she put her hand on my leg and said she was sorry. She sat with me and we talked for about an hour while my parents were in the office. She told me her name was Sarah and she asked me about my interest. When another ghost would try to interrupt us, she would tell them to go away. She seemed like she was a very strong woman. When my parents came out of the office, she disappeared. When my parents and I were leaving the funeral home, I turned around and she was standing at the door. She smiled and waved at me, then disappeared again. Opinions? Do you think this is, like, real? Like, would you believe someone if they told you that?
No.
I guess, I don't know. I know funeral homes are a bit, like, you know,
touchy place.
it's a very touchy place. And it is a place, obviously, where people go to mourn, where people get, I don't know, die. They're dead. But, I don't know. This one's a bit iffy to me for the reason being that she's an 8-year-old little girl.
Right.
And there's a lot of things that I've heard about children seeing spirits.
Like Ghost Whisperer?
No, but there has been things. Okay, there's this one. This is the last part.
Oh my gosh. Stop touching.
No, but I've heard things from, like, actual people, you know, talking about their experience as a kid seeing things like that. Seeing, like, spirits or seeing people that weren't actually there.
Yeah.
And I find that topic very interesting due to the fact that when you're a kid, you don't understand.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you don't understand.
But then again, like, kids lie.
That's true.
So.
But you never know.
Yeah.
You really never know when a kid is telling
like,
the
if
truth.
a kid was, like, coming up to me, like, you can kind of tell sometimes when kids lie.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were, like, dead serious, like, yeah, like, he was right here. Like, I don't know what you're... Like, he was talking to me. He said this, and this. Like, just right there and, like, didn't stutter, nothing. Then I would have been like... But if they would have did, like, a little smile or something, then I would have been kind of...
I don't know. Sometimes people can't help but smile.
Yeah, but if you're telling somebody, like, something that, like, a person said that's supposedly supposed to be dead, like, you're not gonna, like, giggle.
That's
unless
true.
you're lying.
I don't know. It's very debatable. Who knows what kids see? I barely remember anything from my childhood.
Yeah, I definitely don't remember anything.
Yeah, so... I don't know. It may be true that an 8-year-old saw all these type of people in a funeral home. You never know, because funeral homes are very, I don't know, spiritual based, especially if someone's funeral is happening.
That, and especially if they're super close to you and everything.
Yeah, and they're there. But it could also be the emotional impact a child could be going through.
Okay. This one is called Creepiest Home Alone Experience. When I was around the ages of 12 to 13, I would often be left home alone after school. My parents and my younger sister normally didn't arrive home for about an hour and a half. I normally didn't mind being home alone at all. I could eat whatever I wanted, watch TV at a loud volume without being yelled at, and yell about how shitty my day was to my friends on FaceTime without being interrupted. On that particular day, I walked in the door. I dropped my bags. All I wanted to do was eat a fresh bowl of mac and cheese and cry. I mean, who doesn't? I was exhausted. So I got to doing just that. As soon as I began to boil the water, I heard the unmistakable sound of somebody wearing big, heavy snow boots walking around downstairs. I knew it couldn't have been anybody in my family because my father, who was already the first one home besides me, wouldn't be home for another hour. Even if he had gotten home early, he would have messaged me, and I would have clearly heard the garage door open. To stop myself from panicking, I told myself that the washing machine was most likely uneven, and I should go and check on it. My God, that scared me. I turned the stove off, and just in case somebody's breaking in, I grabbed a giant kitchen knife and went downstairs. The washing machine or the dryer wasn't even running. My brain basically froze. I stood in front of the stairway for a good minute trying to figure out what I heard, trying to put some kind of calming explanation behind it, when all of a sudden my room went freezing cold, and I felt somebody standing behind me. When whoever this was breathed down my neck. It was over. I fell and sprinted up the stairs, not only hearing footsteps behind me, but also hearing heavy breathing. When I got to the top of the stairs, I remembered I was holding a knife. I spun around to teach this motherfucker not to go into people's houses, and when I did, nobody was there. I assumed that the intruder had retreated downstairs, so I locked myself in the bathroom and messaged my dad. He told me to stay put and to not make any loud sounds. When I asked him if I should call 911, he said no. There I sat in the bathroom, trying not to cry, because my worst nightmare had finally came true. When all of a sudden, I heard the sound of heavy boots again. But this time, they were walking up the stairs. I quickly messaged my dad to see if he was home, and he said no. I felt my stomach drop as the footsteps came closer and closer, until they were right at my door. I covered my mouth with my hand, but that still didn't cover the sound of my heavy breathing due to sheer panic. I could see the shadow of the person's feet in the crack underneath the door. I could hear him breathing on the door. I stood there, silencing my cries, tears rushing down my face. I was horrified. All of a sudden, I heard my dad's garage door open. A rush of relief filled my body. I heard the intruder run into my parents' room. My dad checked the entire house. There was nothing. No broken windows, all the doors were locked, and of course, there was no intruder. The only thing that was wrong was the basement. It was trashed. When my mother had cleaned it that day, my dad joked about how I was just in my imagination. He said that I was just paranoid. To this day, I still can't explain it. I know what I heard, and I know what I felt.
It was interesting. Very weird.
I feel like I'm just gonna, every story that we hear, I'm gonna try to explain it with my psychology knowledge.
Bitches take one psychology
I
course.
took 2.
Oh, God.
And I'm gonna be taking 3.
Oh, my God. Bitches major in psychology, and all of a sudden they think they know it
It's
all.
my minor.
Whatever. Anyways, this one is interesting. Because you don't know. You don't ever know. Have you ever heard about that story where someone was living in someone's house?
Yeah.
And they casually come out at night to drink their milk or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like the nobody was supposed to be home except for her. So what if he got caught with his pants down and somebody came in and he didn't realize what time it was? That'd be trippy.
That story actually scared me.
Yeah,
and
that's so scary.
Too.
That's so scary.
That video actually really...
Which one was it? Because I seen one where it was like this guy was climbing out from the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. That
one was really trippy.
That's so scary.
There's a lot of scary people in this world. Be careful. Lock your doors. Lock your windows. I don't know.
Have enough money, get a security system.
You never know. You never know. It doesn't matter where you live. You just never know. You can be in the safest place in the world, but you don't know.
Yeah.
People are crazy. Doesn't matter. But this story in particular, I found it very weird and crazy. And I feel like, I don't know, they sound like a teenager. You know? Maybe they are. But, I feel like experiencing something like that as a teenager is very scary, especially if you're home alone.
Yeah.
Because I'm home alone very often. Not anymore.
Not with the grams.
Yeah. But it's scary sometimes. Like, I had an incident where there was a random man in my backyard, and he had a flashlight, and he flashed it through my window. And then I was too scared to do anything. It's very creepy. In this story in particular, I'm wondering if, I know she said she doesn't know. But, I don't know. There has to be an explanation about that. But I do feel like if I experienced something like that when I was alone, I'd literally cry.
I would never be able to sleep, in that house ever again. I wonder how she did it.
Who knows?
What if it was like a spirit, like that was like held at the house. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But that's weird. Why snow boots?
It's very specific, you know?
Right.
Snow boots are very heavy.
Yeah, but why would somebody with snow boots be died in the basement? Like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows, really? The story is the longest one we read yet, but it's very interesting. Midnight. And then
It's about to be Halloween.
yeah, officially. We're recording on the 30th. 30th. Excuse me. Yeah, we're recording on the 30th right now. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Anyways.
What's today? Yeah, it's Devil's Night. It's the night before Halloween.
Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't care.
It's Devil's Night on the 30th, and on the 31st, it's Halloween night. You know how Christmas has, like, Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day? Right. So, therefore, Devil's Night before Halloween. Mic drop.
Whatever. Well, we're calling it a night. This is our first episode.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Not every episode is probably going to be like this. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Rachel told you what our podcasts are going to consist of.
True crime, baby.
Yeah, so they're not all going to be Reddits that we read. We're going to probably end up doing research on other, like, murder mysteries or something like that. But then again, here and there we might throw in a Reddit, you know?
Thread, yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us on Cozy Crimes. That's it.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.